All right, I'm Jason Whitlock. That's Marcellus Wiley. Got it right today. That dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, want to speak for yourself, the most fearless show in sports. Coming up, we'll tell you if Melvin Gordon is about to pull a Le'Veon Bell on the Chargers, but we start with the NBA. It's hard to imagine this now, but years ago, the mainstream sports media used to reward a handful of journalists and broadcasters who advocated for and served as the voice of the fan. I'm not kidding. There was this time a long time ago when the point of view of the fan actually carried weight. Guys like myself and Bill Simmons rode that wave to a place of prominence within the sports media. The advent of social media destroyed that wave and created this new modern era that creates the illusion of an enhanced fan voice, but in reality diminishes the fan perspective to that of a deranged basement-dwelling, race-baiting troll. The mainstream media now almost exclusively speaks at the behest and for the approval of billionaire owners and millionaire athletes. Fans be damned. Nowhere is this more obvious than in the NBA. We host a daily Olympics to make sure the needs and the desires of the top 30 NBA players are met. This is seen as keeping it real, keeping it 100, being woke. You're a media revolutionary if you choose the side of a $100 million athlete over a $1 billion owner. Fighting for the freedom of a man earning $30 to $40 million a year to play a child's game is the equivalent of protesting on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama in 1965. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
Stop.
This is truly the accomplishment of Martin Luther King's dream. Paul George doesn't have to suffer the indignity of life in Oklahoma, nor does LeBron James have to suffer the inconveniences of winters in Cleveland. No longer does Kawhi Leonard have to ride a underground railroad to Canada. We have freed these indentured servants to play where they want to play and when they want to play. Fans be damned.
Stop.
No one cares about the Thunder fans. They're suckers. They should blame their evil billionaire owner, Clay Bennett. I'm sorry. They should blame their evil billionaire governor, Clay Bennett. It's his fault. Bennett and the Thunder's equally evil team president, Sam Presti, couldn't make Paul George happy. Just like the evil Dan Gilbert couldn't satisfy the whims of LeBron James. The players bear no responsibility for the NBA's instability and lack of fan friendliness. None! In the minds of the players, it is not their job to satisfy fans or look out for the overall welfare of the sport. It's their job to satisfy themselves. This is a recipe for eventual disaster. Fans don't believe all the fault lies with ownership and the executives running the team. Fans believe that for a wage of $30 or $40 million, it shouldn't be so free to hop from team to team. Fans see a home in Oklahoma City or Indianapolis or Salt Lake City as an inconvenience unworthy of complaint. Sports fans, more and more, are starting to see the NBA as a league solely concerned with the happiness of 25 or so players and unconcerned with a customer base of millions. All right, joining the desk now is Fox Sports NBA analyst Steven Jackson. Marcellus, I'll start with you. Do you agree that the NBA is becoming not fan-friendly?
Oh, yeah. Certainly agree with that. Gut check time for the fans. I hate to do this to you, but it's time for you to face reality, the same reality that players face when you go through the business of professional sports. It's amazing that so many fans get caught up in the name on the front of the jersey, you know what I'm saying? Pacers, you know what I'm saying? Spurs, get caught up in that, right?
Why shouldn't we?
And then, you know what? It's funny, the players used to get caught up in the name on the back of the jersey. Jackson and Wiley, we used to feel good about that. And you know what the league caught up in? Just printing jerseys.
And checks.
And we don't care where the teams are, because we'll give you more teams, we'll take away some teams. We don't care about these players fully in priority because they're going to keep coming and they're going to keep going. But we care about our economic values the most. The thing that you have to understand that fans are starting to realize is that the league is concerned mostly with the bottom line. So what's happening now is shifted. Players were up in arms. When can we get a balance of power? When can we get our rights heard? And then the players just started to realize the only way you could do it is by just taking advantage of your leverage. Now, the fans are sitting there on the outside saying, what is going on? These players are demanding what they want and getting out of town. And what about us small markets? What about us flyover states? And you know what the league is going to do? They're going to give you an empty statement and continue to do what they've been doing, loading up the coast, loading up the major markets. Hopefully one of you small market teams get a pop here and there, San Antonio, others. But it's going to continue to drive the economic force, which the league cares most about, which is just making more money. Sorry, fans.
Yeah, I go further with it. The loyal fan that's been dedicated to the organization, that's been buying tickets, they're suffering for the social media fan that's getting on there, acting like when a player gets traded, they hate the team so much they want to burn his jersey. They act like they're getting paid when. Like, if a player gets traded, they get so mad, like, okay, well, I don't get money from this contract now. You're not invested in that. They're getting too involved and too emotional about that. I love the diehard fans, but I don't like the fans that get on Instagram and talk about players' families when they go to different teams. I don't like the ones that get on there and all of a sudden just demean this man and burn his jersey because he got traded and made a decision to go to another team. I love the fans that put the fire to the jersey. They're like, no, let me take this down. You did great while you were here. That's the real fans. But the fans that get on social media and make it more personal than about the game, that's what's ruining the great fans.
You know what, Steve? You brought me to another point that I had not considered in terms of the ramifications of social media. The fan is being misrepresented on social media.
That's what I was trying to say.
So players are starting like, well, damn, this is how fans feel?
Exactly.
And the animosity towards the fan has been heightened for athletes, in my view, and it's made them care less about the fans. But I don't think what you see on social media is the reality of the overwhelming majority of fans.
It's not, because when I go out in public and I see a lot of fans, it's totally different. They're very respectful, you know. But it's always the fan with the egg avatar, or the fan that feels like he has something.
Got 3 followers.
Yes.
Hold on.
And that's the only bad part.
No. Let's not let them off the hook. I'm riding on these fans. You know why?
I'm riding on them too.
I'm gonna ride on these fans for the origin of where their passion lies. Are you more in love with the sport, or are you more in love with your team? You're getting slapped in the face right now because the NBA is telling you should love the sport. Oh, you thought it was all about Indiana? You thought it was all about Oklahoma City? And this is so funny because when the fans start to realize, wait a minute, I learned my love and loyalty and passion for this certain team, small market usually, by my parents or by my locale. But they're trying to tell you now your greater interest should just be in the game as a whole, as we try to even make this global, rather than you getting stuck in your own borders. So boo-boo the fool, wake up. We are trying to grow this thing, and it has no concern to locale.
You're making another excellent point that's like fits into an overall narrative about there's a segment of society that's not into this global deal. Right? I'm talking about it goes well beyond just sports. This whole, because again, I never was a global citizen, and I'll never be. And I have enough wealth that I could be. I could call myself an elite, and I'm a global. I can pop over to Europe. But everybody I grew up with, everybody y'all grew up with, they weren't global citizens. And the overwhelming majority of us are not global citizens. And so we do fall in love with our local team. Yeah. And we do this whole thing of athletes just popping up everywhere. And look, if we were in the old days of the NBA or professional sports where you could make a nice living but not acquire generational wealth, I would go like, you know what, Paul George wants to go play at home because he's going to make $1.5 million this year. I got that. He'd be more comfortable. But when you're making $30 and $40 million a year, I'm like, hey man, you can make do here in Oklahoma. Yes. And as a fan, that's how I feel. You can make do in Indianapolis. There's some things to do. You can have a good time there. I had a good time there growing up. You didn't have a bad time.
Jason, I hate to do this to you, brother. What? I'm going to have to call you out, too.
What?
Because you just as bad and as guilty as all these players and they player movement. Where you from, homie?
I'm from Indianapolis.
Okay, and then where'd you go, homie?
Kansas City.
And where you at now, homie?
Los Angeles.
Why you here? You know why you here, because of this shine, baby. And these players are no different than a damn Jason Whitlock. Everybody can make money in different places, but guess what?
Let me say this,
all right.
Marcel. Honestly, and I'm not adding yeast to this.
Okay.
I put 16 years in Kansas City.
16 in the
could
clip.
have left after 5. Mm-hmm. And there was some loyalty. Again, it fit me, but there was some loyalty. This was good for me. I enjoyed Kansas City. I put 16 years in. And,
good job, Westbrook. Good job, Westbrook. Keep staying in OKC. What's going to happen? Good job for you.
But how can we separate the fan that the game needs from the fan that the game doesn't need? Perfect example. The fan that gets mad and break his TV after the game, that's the same one that's talking about people's family. But what about the fan that sees LeBron and be like, you know what, I hate you left my team, but I appreciate it. That's the fans that's good for the game, but not the ones that's causing more turmoil.
I'm going to tell you this, Steve, why you're wrong.
Yes.
You need the fanatic.
No, you need them, but you don't need them breaking TVs and fighting after games and stuff like that.
Anything you do in the comfort of your home, I got no problem.
But that's too invested.
It's my TV.
That's too invested, though. You're not getting paid by you're not getting paid by the team. The team is not going to fix your contract.
You wrong. Get him.
I've shed some real tears. Over the Pacers when they was finals and playoff runs.
And how did you benefit from them tears? Did they pay you? Did they send you some Kleenex?
No, but I'm just saying.
No.
Fanaticism is why you make so much damn money.
Thank you.
But don't get too invested in it. When you break it.
What happens
you breaking stuff in your house. You're fighting your kids.
I'm with Whitlock. You know what?
Relationship breakup.
First of all,
a game?
you can't detail what fanatic behavior looks like because you need them to go beyond that comfort zone.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
It's polarizing. Floyd Mayweather showed us as athletes, you need fans like this. You need two camps. One that loves you and one that loves to hate you.
So they fight after the game. That's a good fan.
Dude. It materializes and monetizes through their passion.
Okay, I got him.
And that's why we're here.
So Detroit fans were good fans for throwing stuff on us?
No.
That's
going
my
over the top.
My point.
That's
not a good fan, though.
That's going over the top.
That's going over the top.
That's going too far.
You're right. That's too far. But we're
fight another team after a game on the road, another team because they're rooting for their team and they lost, fighting them outside. That's a good fan?
No, we're not talking in the extremes. We're talking in the general. And the general fan who, even though I don't like it, you burn your jersey, you over there. Go ahead. You know, he all in. He all in.
Love it. Have felt that emotion.
The same person burning that jersey would see LeBron at the store. Let me get an autograph.
No question.
Right, of course.
No question.
So why do all that? You invested too much.
Because
that's wasted energy.
Steve,
where does money come
you've
from?
never
You're not getting paid for the guy. You're not getting paid LeBron. You're not getting paid by it,
you're a human being just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You're capable of more than one emotion.
Yeah.
You can love
It's
your
the old
girl.
line. It's the old line with what you eat don't make me go to the bathroom. What you eat do not make me go to the bathroom.
All right, we didn't go. Y'all made some great points. This is Jason Whitlock from Speak For Yourself, and I'm here to tell you to use ZipRecruiter.com as your hiring solution. Hiring is challenging, but there's one place you can go where hiring is simple, fast, and smart. A place where growing businesses connect to qualified candidates. That place is ZipRecruiter.com/speak. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards. But they don't stop there. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights the top candidates so you never miss a great match. ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. And right now, my listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/speak. That's ZipRecruiter.com/speak. SPEAK. ZipRecruiter.com/speak. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Whitlock and Wiley, we're joined now by former Pro Bowl linebacker LeVar Arrington. Let's move to a big story in the NFL, where according to Adam Schefter, Melvin Gordon has informed the Chargers that unless he receives a new contract, he will not report to training camp and will demand a trade. Gordon reportedly wants a salary in the range of other top running backs, such as Todd Gurley, David Johnson, and Le'Veon Bell, who, as we all remember, didn't exactly get what he wanted after sitting out of last season. All right, Marcellus.
Yes, sir.
Turmoil in Charger land.
Yeah, a little bit. Itty bitty.
Smart move here by Melvin Gordon.
Oh, it's a great move by Melvin Gordon. Let's just say I have sources who have confirmed these some good sources, This ain't Chris Broussard, my dog. This ain't Jalen Rose, my dog. This is some real stuff. Precedent has been set. Le'Veon Bell, a lot of people, because of the smoke, because of the noise, because he sat out a year, and we weren't too familiar with that story. Someone sitting out an entire year, went out there and got a contract, landed not on his toes, but on his feet squarely. Second highest paid running back in the league. He had aspirations of being number one, but he's still making $13.1 million a year at the running back position. So now you're Melvin Gordon. You're 26 years old. You know this is your big deal. Running backs, once you're 30, franchises laugh at you, even if you try to come in there with some real money talk. So he knows this is the time for him to eat. Based on his injury concerns and issues before and his workload, I have to strike now. So here are his options. Melvin Gordon is saying, if I go out there and play this year for $5.6 million, I'm already giving them another year at a low value. That's 27th ranked in terms of what he's making an annual salary. Why give him that? I'm not the 27th best running back. I'm top 5. Okay. And then you know what happens after that? Franchise. Give you the total numbers in short. That will be a 3-year deal for $28 million. Jason Whitlock. Or this alternative. I threaten to sit out. You don't give me my money? Okay. I sit out this year, and sources have confirmed there is at least one team that has guaranteed Melvin Gordon would be the highest paid running back in the NFL if available. So now you're sitting there saying, I redshirt this year, don't take that workload, and I sign at minimum a 4-year, $60 million deal, averaging 15 plus a year. Which one would you take? Would you sit there and sit for 3 years for 28, undervalue, or take the roll of the dice and get the money? That's why he's doing this.
I like the thought process of it, especially from the business side of it. Here's why it's not smart. This is where I'm going to play contrarian. All those things you just stated, being a top running back, deserving the money, being at that sweet spot in your career where you know this is your time, this is your moment to get that big contract. The minute it becomes public knowledge, the minute the agent felt it, or you as the player felt it, or someone in your camp felt it, or even the franchise themselves felt it, this is the time to put it into the public eye, it becomes a mess. And that's why it's not smart. You can have all of those cards in your sleeve, play those cards internally. Keep it internal as much as possible. Why? Because that's the business way of doing it. By creating a propaganda war, by turning it into in the public war, whether he gets that contract or not, a fracture has taken place.
But you go on the way. But studying the game,
place.
we know Emmitt Smith pulled this card, and he didn't even have to go the whole year. He went 2 games. They gave him his.
You just Emmitt Smith.
Oh no! I'm just talking value. Don't do this. Don't say the
is not Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon is not Emmitt Smith.
Oh, I know that, but I also know he's a top 5 running back at this time. We're just saying when you know your value,
Emmitt Smith's one of the 5 greatest running backs of all time.
And you are distracted right now because I'm talking value. And then let's go all the way to Julio Jones, who pulled the same thing and got his money recently.
Oh my God! He's not
I'll give you top.
Julio Jones is a beast.
Are you saying Melvin Gordon's not a beast?
No.
He's not top 5?
I don't know.
I don't put him in the category. And listen, I'm a Big Ten guy, so I'm a Melvin Gordon fan. I like Melvin Gordon's game. I like what he brings to the table. I like his production. I'm just saying I'm offering more of reasoning based upon what it can lead to in terms of fracturing his relationship, not only with possibly the team, but possibly with the fan base. And I think when you build up goodwill, if you're handling these situations internally and it did not become a public spectacle, don't you think you got a better opportunity of coming out on the other side of it?
You use the court of public opinion as part of your leverage. And also, if you got in your back pocket in terms of confidence, I will be the highest paid running back if available. And the running back market.
I'm not going to jump on that.
Do y'all want to look at this? The running back franchise tag is going south. It's going down.
I know.
That's the point. So why would I sit here and let them franchise me going forward when I'm going to make less money than all other positions is going up?
I got to be real on this one, too, Whit. Melvin is a good ball player, but he's not Le'Veon Bell. So to compare him to Le'Veon Bell in this situation and to say he'll come back and be the highest paid player when a Todd Gurley is out there and a Le'Veon Bell is out there.
Hopefully I can sneak this analogy in before they scream at me and we got to go to break. But last weekend, me and Uncle Jimmy's went to Wally's down in Beverly Hills, little eatery.
Love it.
And so 2 young ladies sitting next to us. One was Emmitt Smith. The other was Melvin Gordon.
Oh, man.
And, I could have held out for Emmitt Smith. But I took Melvin Gordon. I took the bird in the hand. And I'm just telling you.
Whitlock, you ain't top 5. I'm just letting you know that. You ain't top 5.
That's what I'm saying. Settle for Melvin.
Go to break. Get him out of here.
Hi, I'm Jason Whitlock from Speak for Yourself. Is that hairline slowly starting to move backwards? Or any bald spots yet? How would you feel a year from now if it's business as usual up there? 66% of men lose their hair by age 35. Well, thanks to science, baldness can be optional. 4hims.com is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skin care, sexual wellness for men. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. No waiting room, no awkward in-person doctor visits. Save hours by going to 4hims.com. Answer a few quick questions. A doctor will review and prescribe you. Products are shipped directly to your door. Order now. My listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now while supplies last. See website for full details and safety information. This would cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Go to 4hims.com/man. That's 4hims.com, FORHIMS.com/man. 4hims.com/man. You want to party like a football star? Well, Saturday, July 20th, at the one and only Dre's Beach Club on the Las Vegas Strip, you can join Ty Dolla $ign, that dude, Marcellus Wiley, and the entire Speak for Yourself crew at the pool party of the summer. For tickets or more information, visit draysgroup.com.
Is Emmitt Smith going to be there?
You look so happy on that flyer.
Oh, because I know I'm about to eat. All right. I'm about to get it in.
Welcome back. Speak for Yourself, the most fun you can have talking sports. Steven Jackson and LeVar Arrington are back. Time to get antisocial.
Baby.
Darnell's off at a wedding, so Uncle Jimmy's here.
Look at
Popping.
Most
Popping.
definitely. Now,
Twitter streets.
out of all due respect to my boy Darnell, when we start this up now, can I please get a?
Okay.
I like your biceps better.
So y'all see them?
Yeah.
Y'all see that T-shirt?
That's
One
old
time.
school
They're
strength.
deflated.
One more time.
They call that
That's clear, man. I'm just trying to be out from work like Kevin Garnett. Y'all better quit playing with me.
Your arthritis going to kick in.
Something.
Get
Bring
to work
the
done
gurney.
now.
Let's
please.
go, man. Hey, let's talk. Hey, let's start with Antonio Brown,
Yeah.
whose latest workout video's gone viral. AB's here shown wearing some strobe goggles, balancing on one foot, and has resistant bands on his arms. Guys, what's the most impressive part about this workout?
When it's
All
over.
of it. Dude,
I think
that blew my mind. That's on another level.
That's
Come on,
beyond another level. Beyond another level. He got it on those laser sensors.
That's impressive to me.
The laser sensors that messes with the light so you can catch in all conditions, and it also stimulates the brain. I've seen those, used them before. Resistance bands.
On one leg.
On one leg. They grabbing at your arms. It's PI with the resistance bands, and he on one leg, showing you he got that proprioception
And catch it
work.
with one hand.
Maybe I'm
y'all let that boy live.
I'm a hater.
Not impressed.
But get up in the morning, go run a dirt hill, go run a sand hill.
1989.
Hey, look here, man.
Talk to him.
I'm pretty sure he's doing that too, because Jimmy work out with him. They do the beach stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
That's incredible.
It's just, we know he worked though. He works. AB works.
Yeah.
That's
He
incredible.
works.
That got me
Maybe
hyped.
because I'm a Pittsburgh fan, I have a few hard feelings towards him.
There it is.
Maybe
This the fan I'm
it's
talking about. Let it go.
Maybe it's the
Let it
personal
go, big
side
fella.
of it. You're right. And you're right, Steve. You're right.
Yeah, spray you.
All right. Hey, let's talk about the
I'm
man
sorry.
that my nephew called.
want him mad.
Whoa. Let's go. Next.
Y'all ignoring me? Let's talk about the man my nephew calls Hubris Jackson.
Hugh Breeze.
Hugh Breeze Jackson, all right, who told a radio station that he wants another head coaching chance. Now, Twitter clowned him for this, reminding him that he only won 3 games in 3 seasons with the Browns. So just want to ask y'all, does Hugh really deserve another chance at coaching?
Get in line, Hugh.
Deserve? I don't know if life even gives anybody what they deserve.
Yeah.
He ain't getting another chance to be a head coach.
Yeah.
It's over with for him. I think he was a talented coach. could be a good offensive coordinator for somebody.
Respect is earned, not given.
Right.
And I think he would have been an offensive coach, if not certainly a head coach going forward, if his departure was cleaner. The way he left, the way the smoke continued, I think now you stack that on top of that record and you start to say, I got issues with maybe the personality on top of just the coach. It was a bad opportunity in the beginning.
Yes.
People told him not to take that job. He did. You saw the record result, but the way he left, I think, really doomed
Both
him.
his opportunities were bad. Both of them.
Yeah.
And with the Raiders and with the Browns. And here's the thing about it. You could run off a ton of names. Kyle Shanahan, a few other names out there that are just bad coaches. There's a lot of bad coaches, non-coaches in the league that will get opportunities to coach as head coaches again. Why not give him another shot? The Raiders and the Browns?
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, who else was going to win?
It's a lot of coaches he got to get in line behind. But at the same time, being a Cowboy fan, all I heard was bad stuff about him in Cleveland. So I don't see how he'll get another job.
Yeah, that's real talk.
Yes.
It was bad.
All right.
It was bad.
Next.
All right, let's talk about J.D. Von Clowney.
Jadavion.
What, say it
Clowney.
again?
My
J.D.
God.
Von.
Okay. J.D. Vaughn.
J.D. Von Clowney.
They said he having a
That's
better
my boy
career
name.
than
Oh,
Jadavion.
What are you, Jodeci?
Go ahead.
Who was that?
Jodeci member?
Forever, my
As I
lady.
said, let's talk about Mr. Clowney, who's preparing to play a season with the franchise tag after failing to reach a new contract. Bill O'Brien is reportedly not sold on the pass rusher, and evidently neither is Twitter. But some people calling him a bust. Do y'all think it's fair to call Clowney a bust?
Yes.
Whoa.
Based on expectations.
Based
this
on
man was
expectations.
supposed to be
No.
potentially the next Lawrence Taylor, and he's made some Pro Bowls. He ain't had a double-digit sack season, Marcellus.
Okay, look, I'm going to go both sides of this. I'm going to be on the fence with this one. He's not a bust because you got to save that for a Jamarcus Russell. If Jamarcus Russell was a bust, you can't put him in that same category. Let's just be respectful.
You make a Pro Bowl, you're not a bust.
You're not a bust.
You're not
right.
a bust.
It's one. But I will say this. When he had 6 sacks and made the Pro Bowl and they were giving him all that love, I remember candidly being brought into the San Diego Chargers office when I had 6 sacks. And they're like, you don't know this, bro. You might be out of here if you don't pick this up. So it's weird based on expectations. And he reset his expectations because of his injuries. So that's why no one's really looking at him to get double digits again. Y'all still holding on to when he was in college doing the big plays, and I think they reset that. So I'm on both sides with this.
He'll get more sacks than J.J. Watt this season. And
Who
here's-
says who?
Oh, he'll get more sacks than
Says
J.J.
who?
Watt.
How?
Just watch. Just watch.
That's a
wait.
prediction.
Just watch.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
It's a bold prediction.
Sources.
Oh, yeah.
All right, July 11th. July 11th. All right, July 11th.
Okay. But
We'll
what
come
about
back
him?
and talk
We
about
already
it.
got it on record. Never double digits.
I'm not going to sit there and say he's a bust,
Yeah, me
and
either. Nope.
I'll sit there and I'll also say that he's going to have a productive year, probably a more productive year than J.J. Watt. I'm looking at the conversation and putting it out there that way because we're probably focused in on what J.J. Watt has been
doing.
able to
Right,
accomplish,
right.
and we're looking at what Davion Clowney is doing, and with the hype and fanfare that he had coming into the league.
Right.
I did this thing in college. They called it the LeVar Leap, right?
Yeah.
I go to the pros, and everybody expected me to do a leap every single play or I was going to be a bust.
Yeah.
You're a bust unless you do it every single play.
And Jadavion had that hit in the
He had the
backfield,
hit,
that
and
tackle
that's
for
why
loss.
I made the statement.
Yeah.
He's not a bust.
Not a bad.
Not a
All right, hey, check this out. Chauncey Billups had an interesting theory on
You
why.
got a name right. Go ahead.
Big shot. Just call him Big Shot.
Thank you. Chauncey Big Shot Billups, all right? Had an interesting theory on to why his former teammate Carmelo Anthony is no longer in the NBA. Take a listen.
I love it.
Now, the only thing I will say, and I've even told Melo this, scoring 30 meant too much to Melo. It meant too much because he could have games where he had 20, 22, we win the game and he's mad. He might have 36 and he's in there, we lose the game and he's in there picking everybody up. And the reason why he's not in the league because he's still worthy is he hasn't mentally taken that step back to say, okay, I'll come in and play against backups. I'll try to help the team out. I know I might not be able to close, but I just want to help.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Nobody respects Chauncey more than me. And when he speaks, 9 out of 10 times, it's the real talk. I've played with players like that was more worried about their stats than winning. And 9 out of 10 times, those would be the guys that don't end up on winning teams. That'll be the guys that don't get contracts, and that'll be guys that finish their careers with no championships because they're more worried about their stats and their individual games than team games. There's a lot of guys like that, and we hear that from Chauncey about Melo. Melo doesn't have a championship. So 9 out of 10 times with guys think like that'd be the guys that fall in that category.
Hey, look, I'm going to be transparent. I thought like that. I played like that. But I didn't play a dynamic sport like where you playing basketball, everyone's going two-way.
You thought like Melo.
Oh, hell yeah. Look,
Because you playing one way, though.
I got to get my sacks. You know why? Because it's no I in team, but there is a me.
Ain't
and
no
if
we
I don't
neither.
get my numbers, I'm not going to be on this team. I'm not going to get my money. So the reality is I try to add it up. I'm going to do my best. You do your best, we play Voltron. So I think it gets a negative connotation when you like, I'm giving buckets. At the end of the game, all of the story goes away. You look at the scoreboard, how many points up there? Carmelo was in the mindset, if I give you 30, where your 20? Where your 20? Oh, you didn't, but it's on me. So I understand when guys say, look, I individually go out there. What was he supposed to do?
But that fall in the same category. Was like, man, I had 200 yards. But yeah, but if you fumbled 3 times too, that didn't hurt the game. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
On the game-winning drive.
It's the same thing, right. It's the same thing.
On the game-winning drive.
9 touchdowns.
But I had 200.
Hey,
2
to
minutes
your
left in
point,
the
I ain't got
game.
no championships either.
Leon don't take the blame.
All right, time now for Uncle Jimmy's question of the day. Take it away.
Real.
All right. Now, listen here.
What?
I got a question that I want to know.
I'm clapping already.
Yes. Steven Jackson. Nick Young, a.k.a. Swaggy P, told the radio station his former coach, Steve Kerr, rolls the best blunts in the NBA.
Wow.
Is this a good look for the NBA, or is this a good look for Kerr?
It's not a good look for neither. It's not a good look for neither. For Swaggy P to even say that. You know what I'm saying? Steve Kerr's a NBA coach, one of the best in the league right now. Marijuana is not illegal. Not legal in the NBA. So why come out and say that about that man? I'm pretty sure he wouldn't come out and say it. So why would you even bring? You're not on the team. You have nothing invested in that. Why even put that man in that situation? If that was something that he was confident with you knowing, that should have been you should have kept that confidential. But you was more worried about D'Angelo Russell dry snitching. That's what you doing right now, Swaggy P. Check.
You got a smoke alarm going off here.
And that was a dry snitch.
You dry snitching, Swaggy P. You low-key dry
I don't
snitching.
even think it's dry. That's wet.
It's wet.
You just snitching. You can take all the qualifiers off. That's just snitching.
That's
And I don't-
snitching. Yeah, you
I
can't
just
do that.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you moved me on
He
that
didn't
one.
say he smoked. He just said he was good at rolling.
Same thing. Same difference.
Same thing.
Wow, I'm really like stuck on this one because
You didn't think about it like that.
I didn't think about it like that. Look, I stereotype all y'all NBA players, and I'm usually right. Y'all smoke big, right? And
I
then
do for sure.
Yes,
I can speak for myself. I do.
And a lot that I know do, and I won't dry snitch who they are.
Right.
That said, I didn't think worse of Steve Kerr when I heard this.
Me neither.
I thought former player up there in the Bay, come on, bro, it's legal in our state.
Remember, he said he
What's
tried a form of it when he was dealing with the back stuff. He didn't come out and say he smoked, but he tried something like a CBD or something in that form to help with his back.
Right.
That's enough. You don't have to go that far and put that man while he coaching.
Yeah, that is
That's
reckless.
wrong.
Now
That's
you
not
make
cool.
it-
You got to let Steve Kerr play his position.
Right.
His position is coach. He's not one of the boys. He's not one of. And again, maybe Steve Kerr got out of position if he did this with Swaggy P. If Swaggy P speaking from explicit knowledge, maybe Kerr got out of position. But again, you know, I'll say this: if somehow, and maybe we'll never get to the bottom of this, but one of my biggest things I say, know your personnel. Know your and so Steve Kerr needs to know his personnel. Swaggy P is irresponsible, immature.
I hope it's a joke.
Right. And maybe he's but it's not a good look for Steve Kerr, and it's a horrible look in my view for Swaggy P.
They're going through enough in Golden State with all the injuries and all that stuff they've been through. Like that's bad timing for Swaggy P. Bad timing.
Nothing, LeVar?
I'm not going to touch this one.
For good reason, huh, LeVar?
I will offer this. Maybe you're looking at it from a perspective of how does Steve Kerr, he's a former player, how does he relate to his players? I think that's a violation by the player putting his business out there
Let him say
to
that.
whatever regard it may have been used. But maybe that's the reason why they have so much success in Golden State. There's a
Oh,
lot.
he's been over backwards trying to.
There are a lot of coaches out here, and one thing, I coach high school ball, and the one thing that's important to me is to be able to relate to my guys. If I can relate to them, they'll do as much as they possibly can to have success. So I don't get out. I don't get out. I don't cross the line of what represents my authoritative leadership. But with that being said, those are adults. You are coaching adults. You are coaching pros.
Let me say this. Like I said, I've smoked my whole career. I won a championship with Steve Kerr. Was the best teammate we had on the team. I never hung out. I've never seen that side of him. So if I didn't see that side of him as a player, you know you're not gonna see that side of him as a coach. I'm sorry. I'm just not going.
You just missed out on some good blunts rolled.
That's all he did with me, because I'm the best. I'm one of the best.
I was gonna ask you who's the best.
He learned from you.
I'm one of the best.
There it is. That's the story.
All right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley. LeVar Arrington is back. Let's return to the NFL. Sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Yeah.
All right, let's move to Patrick Mahomes, who lit up the league en route to the MVP last year. But now former Jets and Dolphins general manager Mike Tannenbaum says Tom Brady's 41-year-old season was actually more impressive than the 23-year-old Mahomes record-setting year. When you look at the numbers, both had great seasons, but Mahomes far outstripped Brady in terms of yards per game, touchdowns, and passer rating. And while Mahomes took home the MVP, Brady ended up with the Super Bowl win. Question here is, crazy for Tannenbaum to suggest Brady's season in his 40s was more impressive than Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely. Nut crazy. I mean, come on, Mike, you better than this. Like, I know Mike, he's a great guy. He got caught up and suckered by his own expectations. And I think a lot of people do that. I am not a fan of sport because it's relative. I'm a fan of sport because it's absolute. There's a winner and there's a loser. There's someone who's better and there's someone who's worse. Somebody smiling, somebody crying. I walk into a stadium, and as soon as I say you walk through those white lines, I don't give a damn about anything. I don't care if you're short. I don't care if you're tall. I don't care if you're fat. I don't care if you're in shape. Because you know what I learned? That the guys who you think can't do it can do it. And sometimes these big old Tarzans walk off the bus and they sorry. So you know what? I'm not going to walk on to a field and analyze based on birth certificate. Oh, I'm actually going to demerit the young guy, or I'm going to inflate the old guy, because who expects the 40-year-old to do anything? As soon as you cross them white lines, we all in the same gang, brother. You should not inflate what Tom Brady did just because he's older. Patrick Mahomes outbeasted him no matter what the age.
Tom Brady is the greatest football player of all time. I don't agree with Mr. Marcellus Wiley right now, and the reason why I'm okay with what Tannenbaum said is because it's true. Not only did he play. See, I take issue sometimes with what statistics seem to try to justify sometimes. Statistics doesn't always justify who's better. It can say, okay, statistically speaking, this person had this type of game, but it does not. Maybe Melvin Gordon had a better rushing game or rushing day than Emmitt Smith did at one point in his career. Maybe he did, right? But does that justify that he's a better football player than Emmitt Smith? So sometimes I look at some of these things that people, there's always the argument with LeBron and Michael Jordan, and we look at stats. Well, he got to these stats quicker. I don't think that justifies saying that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. And in this situation here, Tannenbaum is merely saying that for as impressive as Mahomes was, and which he was, and impressive enough to win a personal individual award in the MVP, which we would all love to have won if you played the game and you want to get. But if I asked you, Marcellus Wiley, which one do you want? Do you want the ring or do you want the league MVP? What you gonna say?
MVP. I want. You already know me. I'm too damn selfish.
You're wrong.
No. I'm gonna say this.
You are so wrong.
Let me push back on you because one I can control, one I need a lot more help to control. So I go with my individual awards first, and then I add them up. Like I said in the last segment, Voltron effect. Here's the thing. Tom Brady has thrown 50 touchdowns before. Took him his 8th season. This dude did it in his first starting season, second year in the league. Look, so all I'm saying is an absolute, you got to compare him to him. He's not saying Tom Brady's greatness. He's saying a 40-year-old, 41-year-old went out there and did X. What did Mahomes do at 23? X plus, and you're not going to give him his
You
credit?
said something very important in your statement. You said that there are more elements that take place and that are out of your control to win a Super Bowl versus if you get an MVP.
Right.
I'll say there are very few guys that transcend that statement, and Tom Brady is one of those guys. Tom Brady does have the control and does have that influence for an entire team to be at. Look at the guys he's won Super Bowls with. Look at the guys he's had great seasons with. Those are the things I look at and say, you're better because of Tom Brady.
I feel like I could argue both sides of this because I agree with Marcellus. Who would have ever said a guy in his first year starting, would throw 50 touchdowns and be the MVP of the league?
Right.
Who would ever? That's incredible.
Yeah.
Who would have ever said a guy 40 years old would still be out here playing at a high enough level to win a Super Bowl? They're both incredible. Where I agree with you, LeVar, is that Patrick Mahomes' numbers, incredible. They had to be because that defense was horrible. If Patrick Mahomes was playing for Bill Belichick and had some defensive help, if Patrick Mahomes was dealing with a banged-up Gronkowski and possession receivers, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and they had to score or they wouldn't be in games. And so I can see both sides of this. I don't have a real problem with what Tannenbaum said. I get it. It is incredible. It's no different than somebody will see a beautiful man or woman and be like, and you're 50?
Yeah.
Are you kidding
But
me?
you ain't finding that
backhand.
20-year-old. Don't ever go lie. You ain't that fine. You ain't finding that 20-year-old. I ain't going to say that. And don't forget 40-year-old Brett Favre season. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Uncle Jimmy's here.
Most definitely.
All right, you got any thoughts on the show so far?
Yeah, man, look here, big dummy of the day, man. Next time you put my name in the story, you better tell the story right. Talking about it was a choice between Melvin Gordon and
Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith. It was a choice of who was drinking the most tequila that you was buying. That's who it was. At $35 a glass, you wasn't letting her get away. She was up to 7 shots.
Dragonis, huh?
Hey, you know the rules.
Oh, I do.
All right, listen. We don't have a highlight from our discussion earlier. You just heard Marcellus, LeVar, and I discussing Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. You're wearing a Patriots jerseys. Does that mean you side with Tom Brady here? More impressive than Patrick
Look here,
Mahomes?
man. I'm going to keep this into a context to which you can relate. I'm going to talk about it like your love life. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Okay?
Get him.
Everybody running around here praising Tom Brady and his longevity, talking about how improved this 40-yard dash is.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Well, don't sleep on Uncle Jimmy and his 4-minute dash. You don't believe me? Boy, you better go ask May. Matter of fact, her phone just got hacked. Video be out shortly. Ask Keita. Boy, I got child support receipts to show my work. Boy, damn it, y'all better go Google me.
So you're not impressed with Brady?
Look here, man. Uncle Jimmy been putting out this work in the streets of Kansas City, and now y'all about to find out in L.A. I'm putting in work. Uncle Jimmy handing out 4 minutes of the damnedest.
Hey, man, we talking about Tom Brady.
Yeah, where you
Patrick
at?
Mahomes.
And why you got the jersey on? What are you doing?
Okay, look, man, first of all, for real, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I apologize. This ain't nothing but a prop. I feel like I'm going to burst into flames at any moment. Hey, man, look, I'm a lifelong Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
Lynn Dawson, Bobby Bell, Willie Lanier, Otis Taylor. Otis Taylor ain't in the Hall of Fame, but let me tell you something. He in my Hall of Fame. Hey, boy, me and Otis Taylor used to put in work back in the day.
Oh, God.
Could we get back to Tom
4
Brady?
more minutes. 4 more minutes.
Look, man, all right, look. What Mahomes did was impressive. He's 24, 25-year-old kid. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to lay it down. You should have seen me when I was 25. Hey, Marcellus, you think I look good now? Wait, but look here.
No.
You think I look good now?
Not really.
Hey, boy, let me tell you something. I had haters all over. Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Harry Belafonte, Jimmy Durante. Only thing Jimmy Durante had bigger than me was the nose. That was it. Let me tell you something, man. Let me put it like this. Tom Brady is a grown-ass man. If you see Patrick Mahomes out, you say, hey, what's up, kid? What's up, man? You see Tom Brady, you say, how you doing, sir? As quiet as Kerr. Look, Patrick Mahomes good, but the way he playing, he one hit away from sitting right up there next to Marcellus, because his career gonna be over. It don't matter how Tom Brady
about 1 year though. Year to 1 year.
Tom Brady is old.
You comparing a career to 1 year.
So
Don't
you
do that.
side with Tom Brady.
You damn right I'm siding with Tom Brady.
It's more impressive.
Tom Brady 40 plus years old. Okay?
That's old people sticking together.
See, look at Tom Brady on that TB12. Uncle Jimmy on that 4.5. 4.25 on a good day. You know, Brady on that HGH. You know, Uncle Jimmy on that little brew pill. Brady Tom Brady got avocado ice cream. Hey, Uncle Jimmy be on that ham hock sherbet. Huh? That's good eating right there.
Look, I got Tom Brady in
nothing about that
86.
nigga Whitlock.
Go to stat. I dropped him a couple of points for joining Twitter. So I dropped him. For that. I didn't think that was part of his
I gave him some love for joining Twitter character and revealing more of his workouts, but I dropped him authenticity. You're only doing it for TB12. You're doing it for marketing. You ain't doing it because you really give a damn about us. So
I got a prescription.
87, no.
Ham hock sherbet. I can't
Man,
think.
you ain't never tried that?
All right.
Oh, no.
That's good eating right
We'll
there,
see you
boy.
tomorrow.
That's some good eating.